This is a Reprap. This is a Reprap Mendel i3 rework. The Reprap is just this part. The rest of it I have dubbed the Reprap Rocket Slide. Seems to be an appropriate name. It's just a carrier for the Reprap. Give some carrying handles if you need to move the whole thing around. Some extra protection for some stuff. Place for the power supply, which that's kind of left out of the original design, and also some places to put spools. This is actually the second version, the Mark II of the Reprap Rocket Slide. The first one, I had the spools mounted vertically, two of them here and here, and that was kind of using some clamps, and this is kind of a remnant of it. This actually serves no purpose now. I just put it back in because it looked cool, but that didn't work out. Having them mounted vertically just didn't work out. It was using two bearings, one on each side, and they clamped in, and it was hard to get it to line up right, and have both. They were both kind of relying on this center bar here for alignment. So to get them both to line up correctly, I think just it wasn't going to work out. And it was not an elegant solution. So in the course of experimenting, we had already discovered that mounting these horizontally, they work really well. They'll spin forever like that. And then I had done some more research about spool size and just trying to figure all this out. And someone else had advised that mounting them horizontally is good in preventing feed issues and jams and things like that. Okay, so used these were motors or bearings from a hard drive. Work really well. This is just mounted in a block of wood. This was actually the core of drilling out, a circular hole like that. There's two different kinds of these. There's another kind I should have grabbed, but it's actually on like a mounting plate, and they're a lot better. They have 3 mounting screws, and they're a lot better for this purpose. But, we were determined to find a way to make these work, and they work great. They do have a little bit of a wobble that the others probably won't have, but I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, so the other two, if we ever need them, put that back on. Could go up here. 2 spots up here. For right now, might as well just leave this a shelf. But the idea is that one of the ones up here would be higher, probably not that high, but higher than the other one. So like any oddball size spool you had, you would always be able to fit it on there. It wouldn't have any clearance issues that way. Or if you just had 4 regular size spools and a quad extruder or whatever, you could, hopefully that would work. This may all need some sort of Bowden tubes, feeder tubes here in the middle, some sort of routing system. I don't know. Just play that by ear and see what happens. Okay, so it's easy to talk about that because that's what I've been working on, but let's talk about the Reprap. We've been working on this probably about 3 weeks. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning, a lot of trial and error. It's hard to imagine just everything that goes in. You know, you look at it and it's easy to think that it won't take very long, but you know, just all this wiring, and I made the mistake of thinking that, you know, oh, I've got a bunch of, you know, old wire laying around, I'll just splice a bunch of it together, and you know, you don't do the math that there's what there's 5 motors, 4 wires per motor, so that's 20 wires, 2 splices per wire, 40 splices. You got to strip each wire on both ends, so that's 80 strips. That's just for the motors. Then you have to wire in the end stops, which that's 3 wires. Same concept, pretty much. So you know, it was just a lot of work, just a lot of work that it didn't really count on. But you know, it's all right. So it was fun to try to recycle a lot of this stuff. And okay, so that's what we'll talk about next. There's not a whole lot you can't. You can build a 3D printer totally from scrap. You know, there are probably lots of plans out there to do that. I had a hard time finding stuff. This plan seemed to be the popular thing right now in the Reprap community. This and the printer bot kits. I built this, you know, from sourcing all the parts on eBay and, you know, getting some stuff for free from scrapping or whatever. But I built this for about the same cost as a printer bot kit, and this is more upgradable and I think has a bigger print bed. But it was more work, you know. It was a lot more figuring things out. Okay, so there's not a whole lot you can get from old 2D printers, but there are some really good things you can get. These rods, these smooth rods. You need 8mm rods. You need 6 of them, so you need to get lucky and find 6 printers. Found out that Lexmark and HPs seem to pretty much exclusively use 8mm, or at least in my experience. So we got those. Had to cut those to length. There's 2 here and 2 here, and then 2 on each side. So those are salvaged. You know, there's belts and lots of stuff, you know, that are in old printers, but it's just a matter of quality. They've kind of refined this design down to the point now where, you know, it can produce really high quality prints, and a lot of that is because using higher quality components instead of you know, salvage stuff. These are the end stops. Like, this is an HP end stop that's actually out of a 2D printer. If I can get that in focus there. Focus. Okay. It's kind of cool. It says HP Invent. I like that. But that one was pretty much good to go. You know, nothing to do there. We just had to wire that in. These. Oops, sorry. You know, we had to take the component, the actual optical in-stock component, out of the PCB board and resolder it. This is a plan. These are you know, a blank PCB board that we soldered everything into. Having focus, cannot focus. But here's another one. Cyrus, my nephew Cyrus, if anyone knows him, he did all this. Did a really nice job. But I think that was, you know, it was an educational experience. These components are about $2 a piece, as is the wiring kit. I mean, the whole wiring kit was probably $10, and you know, if I did it again, I would probably not try to recycle so much stuff. But you know, that's the tough part. You want to try to recycle stuff, but it's hard to economically justify it. Okay, so the way these work, if I have one I can show you here, it's completely done. So there's two little end posts, and that reads some sort of optical signal. And when this little flag that's attached to the moving part of the bed passes in between, it triggers it and tells it to stop. It tells the motors to stop so the machine doesn't rip itself apart. These springs are out of ballpoint pens. There's a lot of little stuff. I mean, a lot of the wire was scrapped out of printers. And the wire's all routed through here and stuff now, but it's a big mess if it was just laying out. This is the extruder, the actual hot end is what they call it. This was a purchased component. This is something that supposedly should help quality. There's a lot of different, there's a big price range on those. So, there's from the do-it-yourself for a couple bucks, all the cheap ones from China for 25 bucks, or this one was I think about 80. So hopefully that was a good investment. What else we got going on? That's pretty much everything that we reuse. The power supply, that's just an ATX power supply out of a computer. Okay, the rocket sled. The cool thing about it, my mom and dad used to be in a woodworking business, and they made some really cool stuff like rocking horses and wooden rabbits, just really neat stuff. But this, these are old. This is old scrap lumber from the 80s. These are the old actual rockers from rocking horses, repurposed with some other scrap ply and whatever we could find, in the spirit of what it is. So that's where we're at. I think I pretty much covered all the interesting parts. Thanks for watching. That's the Reprap rocket slide.